Many companies today have added providing critical online services to their repertoire of products. And it seems to me that application performance management would be a critical part of successfully delivering these services. Can you elaborate on the strategic nature of APM in delivering critical services?
Well, I think there's no doubt that application performance management becomes even more critical for an organization that's deploying applications that are customer facing. Applications come in two flavors. There's the internally facing applications that are used by the employees of the company to get their jobs done. It could be something like an HR application, it could be something like a back office application. But more and more businesses are now embracing the internet as a way to do business with their end customers or to execute transactions with their partners. And clearly, when there's an outage for such an application, it's serious repercussions, and it's the external face of the company that suffers. And I think it's very visible to the entire world. So for a prominent company to have that happen, that's clearly something that they must avoid. So I definitely think that this is a type of situation where deploying the most advanced and the most mature type of application performance management is an absolute must.
Alain, now you know that it's a very short step from these critical services delivered across the network to the cloud computing that everyone's talking about. One of the questions that many cloud customers have is whether or not those services can be delivered with the proper application performance. Is there something that application performance management can do to help reassure these customers that they're going to get the kind of performance their business requires?
Absolutely. I think that you're right that cloud-based services, well, they come in several flavors as well, like most things we're talking about here. So if you have, for example, software as a service, which is a cloud-based service, customers want a way to validate that they're getting the expected performance from the service provider. Similarly, if a company is deploying their applications into the cloud and they're buying cloud-based infrastructure services, they'd like to be able to put their own performance management to embed that with their applications in the cloud so they continue to have the same kind of application performance management they had when they were hosting the applications themselves. And in private cloud situations, that scenario also repeats itself. People still continue to have the need for monitoring. In fact, because the entire situation is somewhat more complex, because you have now multiple parties involved, you also have a more virtualized infrastructure and a more dynamic infrastructure where parts of the application are moving around in real time, you have a much more difficult situation to administer and to manage from an application performance standpoint. That means that the application performance management tools have to adapt to that, and it also means that people need them more because the entire situation of determining the root cause of a performance problem or of just detecting a performance problem becomes more difficult, more challenging.